Okay, what we're going to do now is we're going to look at color correction in Adobe After Effects. So there's a number of tools for color correction, hue, saturation, etc. It's very similar to the color correction process in Premiere. We're going to use Lumetri Color, which kind of drops down a solid set of various types of corrections that can be made to an image. So let's get started. So I'm going to go to Project, double click and open up a couple of video clips, import them in, and these video clips will be in the folder called Color Correction. I'm going to grab one, drag it down and drop it onto the timeline, and it's an actor from one of my movies saying a line of dialogue. Now, what I want to do is I want to look at various ways that I can modify or color correct this. Over on the right, under Effects and Presets, I'm going to type in Lumetri, L-U-M-E-T-R-I. And there's my Lumetri color. I'm going to click on that. I can either drag it onto the timeline or onto the clip. Either one works the same. Now I've jumped from Project to Effect Controls. So what are the Effect Controls? Well, I have the Lumetri color, which has Basic Correction, Creative, Curves, Color Wheels, HSL, Secondary, and Vignette. Let's look at basic corrections. So under basic correction, I can do things like adjust the temperature. I can drag it and make it cooler, or I can drag it and make it warmer. I can adjust the tint, so that's going to be yellow, let's see, magenta and green. Magenta to one direction and green to the other, right? And I can do these over time as well. I could actually make an adjustment and have it play over the piece. I can actually adjust it, make a one-time adjustment. Right now the stopwatches aren't clicked, but if I click the stopwatch and then set an adjustment and then move the timeline and set another adjustment, it would adjust over time. I can increase or decrease the exposure. I'm going to set that back to 0. I can increase and decrease the contrast. Make it less or more contrasty. I can increase or decrease the highlights. So the highlights are the areas in the image that are light but not white. And the whites are the white areas inside of the image. And the shadows are the dark parts of the image but not black. And the blacks are the blacks. I'm going to click Reset. So I can go in and I can make very powerful adjustments to my image. I can increase or decrease the overall saturation. If I drag it all the way to the left, it's a black and white movie, right? I can go down into things like the creative, and I can do things like make a faded film kind of look. I can sharpen, right? I can do things like create a split tone type of effect. And I can adjust the highlight and the shadow. That's a little crazy. Let's pull that off a little bit. Right? So I can do all these very sophisticated types of, actually that looks pretty cool. I can do all these very sophisticated types of edits to my document and apply them over the whole video. And so that's an example of some of the things inside of Lumetri Color. In addition, there's curves. So if you worked with Photoshop, you've used curves before, where I can adjust the overall tonality of the image. Right? I have color wheels. I can adjust the color through those color wheels by adjusting the midtones, dragging it to the left or to the right to give it a color cast, and then adjust how powerful that color cast is over the whole image. Okay, and so I have very powerful color controls inside of After Effects. Just wanted to bring those to your attention, make you aware of them.